Augusta. You're watching News 12 at 6 o'clock.
And it is week 7 of Under the Lights, and Alyssa Lyons is standing by to help us get ready for our game of the week between Evans and Lakeside.
But first tonight, we're taking a closer look into the challenges the Richmond County school system is facing. Since
the start of the school year in August, the Richmond County school system has seen more than 3 major fights, a school shooting, multiple students arrested, 2 football games canceled following violence in the schools. This week, officials confiscated a gun at an elementary school, a pocket knife at a high school, and a taser at another middle school. And every time, public officials continue asking parents to talk with their kids.
Coaches are talking to their players, and outreach programs are trying to show there are other options than weapons and fighting. But yet the violence is continuing. Hallie Turner sat down with the president of the school board. So, Hallie, what are they doing to help find solutions?
Well, the response was plain and simple. The BOE is a policy-making board, and they don't get involved in day-to-day activities of the district, but parents are pushing for answers.
If y'all are talking to me, something's usually not going right. We're a policy-making board, and we do not and should not get involved in the day-to-day activities of the school system.
But with a recent string of violence now trickling down into the middle schools, parents want to know what the BOE is going to do about it. So we asked,
so how do you stop it from being the boxing ring?
That's the $69,000 question. I don't have an answer for that. How do you stop somebody from doing something that they want to do that you have no idea that they're going to do it? I don't have an answer for that.
We asked if the board had discussed more safety measures.
Yeah, we talk about it constantly. Is there a way to do things differently? We ask them for their feedback. Is there something that we're not doing or we're not providing you? Again, like I said, we're not in the schools every day. Is there something that we can provide you with that you don't have access to right now or that you have said could help? And so we encourage the staff, the administration, anybody within the school system to, feed your information up the chain and let the superintendent's office know this is what we're looking for.
Do you think that's working? Because,
I think
it's growing.
Well, again, the things that have been happening recently, the consequences are now coming up. And I'm hoping that what they're going to see is we're not going to tolerate a lot of this anymore. Instead of it being, okay, we'll send you to the alternative school, maybe the alternative school is not the answer.
We ask if more can be done, like a clear bag policy.
We toyed with the clear bag policy that some other school systems have. We've not gone to that right now because we just don't feel that it's going to make a difference.
They're worried it could lead to more theft. We ask about metal detectors.
Do we have metal detectors that everybody's walking through? No, we don't have those. Is that going to, all that is to me, a red flag for somebody who says, I got something that they don't want me to take into that metal detector. I'll figure a different way to get it in.
So what is the answer?
Maybe we just kick you out of the school system altogether and you go find a place to do it somewhere else. We'll get rid of the cancer by just cutting it out. We're not going to let it go over here and kind of rest for a little while and come back. Is that a message? We'll see, because that's where we're headed.
Now, we've reached out to the superintendent's office about all of this for a comment, but have not heard back yet. But if you want to see changes made, the important thing to take from this is to show up at the board meetings and make your voice heard.
Certainly a frustrating but important topic. Hallie, thanks for taking those questions to the school leaders for us. To weather now, and we've got clear skies, comfortable temperatures, and a big night at
36. We'll have great conditions to see this through the weekend. That moonrise will just get about 30 minutes later each night through the weekend. Heading into our Saturday, it looks like high temps will be back close to average, most likely mid to low 80s out there tomorrow afternoon. We'll have a full look at the rest of the weekend for you in just about 10 minutes.
2 U.S. Marshals injured. A Richmond County fugitive is dead after a shootout at a Columbia, South Carolina hotel this morning. U.S. Marshals say George Curtis was wanted on child rape and molestation charges. Court records show that Curtis was set to be tried earlier this month here in Georgia on the child molestation charges, but he failed to appear and a judge issued a bench warrant for his arrest. The 2 deputies who were shot were transported by Richland County EMS to a hospital there. They're expected to be okay, and SLED is investigating this shooting.
From gas to groceries, prices keep on rising, so does food insecurity.
Golden Harvest says more than 100,000 people in our area are struggling with hunger. As Taylor Martin explains, they need your help as we head into the holiday season.
It's another year of It's Spooky to Be Hungry here at Golden Harvest Food Bank, but as inflation and costs of food rise, they're seeing more need than ever. Food costs have risen nearly 4.5% in the last year.
we're definitely seeing more of a need. As we know, with grocery prices and all cost of living going up.
Now, as people are looming on the edge of a government shutdown and figuring out how they'll repay their student loans, the face of those in need is changing.
So many of the folks that are served by our 350 partners are not necessarily unemployed, but they're really trying to stretch and make their budgets work. We know that many families are having to make the tough choice to cut back on their grocery bills.
They see it every day, with a 15% increase in need in the past year and an 18% increase at the Master's Table Soup Kitchen. Along with raising their goal to 1 million meals, they're asking for more help with the campaign to meet the need.
Very ambitious, but we know that families need it. And so what our community can do is be part of either a neighborhood, school, or business fund and food strive.
While hunger is an issue in the community 365 days a year, their services ramp up as the holidays roll in.
There are tremendous requests that come to us from agencies even outside of our network, and so it helps us to fill those boxes and make sure that we can say yes to as many requests as we have in the community.
If you'd like to help out with this year's campaign, you can visit it'sspookytobehungry.org, and we'll have more information on our website, wrdw.com. Reporting in Augusta, Taylor Martin on your side.
And Golden Harvest accepts donations all year long. Local groups are continuing to come together to help support those experiencing homelessness. Today was the monthly Connection to Community event. It's a resource fair to connect people with services and support who are homeless or at risk of becoming homeless. Organizers say events like this can really help connect people with the proper resources that could even save their lives.
It makes it where there's a kind of a one-stop where you can come if you're experiencing homelessness and get all the different resources that you may need or that you weren't aware of until you came to maybe get a lunch and then see all these other tables and nonprofits and churches.
This event happens on the last Friday of every month.
It is Friday and time for high school football again. News 12 Sports Director Dan Booth joining us now live with our Game of the Week. Take it away, Dan.
It's almost game time, and region play is in full effect across the CSRA. One of those local rivalry games happens to be our Under the Lights Game of the Week, the battle for the soul of Columbia County between the Evans Knights and the Lakeside Panthers. News 12's Alyssa Lyons joins us live from Evans High School, where we're expecting a packed house tonight with this crosstown rivalry taking center stage.
All right, well, Dan, if you take a look over my shoulder, take a look at some of the Lakeside jerseys and pants that they have on right now, because they're real white, but there's no promises that they're going to stay that way because they're not here to mess around. And the last 5 games of the series, they've only taken 2, including the first in 2018 and the last coming last year. Now, last season, Lakeside slapped a 10 on the table in the third quarter and didn't let anything through on defense, winning by 21-20. Entering their first region matchup against the Knights, they sit at 2-2 with those losses coming from North Augusta and veterans out of Kathleen, Georgia. With a new caller behind center, Lakeside hopes to quiet the Knights quickly, but if Cole Taylor has anything to do about it, they won't be silenced.
I feel them, respectable. I grew up playing football with them. I respect them off the field and on the field, but we just trying to dominate when we on the field with them.
It's another chance to show them that Lakeside, the better team, you feel me? So it's gonna be very exciting. The community, it's gonna be packed, everybody gonna be loud, so we're ready for it.
Well, kickoff is coming up here real shortly at 7:30, and either the Evans Knights will go 2-0 in region play, or the Panthers will officially make their mark. Dan.
Thank you, Alyssa. Now, there's been a lot of history between these two teams, including that big upset from Lakeside that you mentioned from last season. Now, stick around because our Under the Lights coverage continues in just a few minutes by helping you get ready for North Augusta's first region game against South Aiken and Cross Creek's matchup with Harlem.
Looking forward to it, Dan. Thanks so much. A live look right now at the cast of Finding Nemo as they're getting set to take the stage over at the Kroc Center. It is opening night for the Augusta Junior players, and these kids are ready for it. You probably know the Disney classic, but this version is a musical. These kids are ages 8 to 14. They go to schools all over our area. Showtime, 7:30 tonight and tomorrow night, then 4 p.m. on Sunday. You can get those tickets online at the Augusta Players website or right there at the door at the Kroc Center. I feel like we're underwater right now.
I know.
Isn't that great?
Like it's going to be a great show.
It's fun.
Yodeling, beer, and lederhosen. Stick around. We have your inside look at Oktoberfest next on News 12 at 6 o'clock.
And nice weather out there this evening, and it sticks us around through the weekend. We'll have that full forecast next.
Time and temp.
Oh.
Keg rolling, lederhosen, and of course, music and beer. It's time for Oktoberfest over at Bath Gardens in Blythe. Here's a look at the event. It wraps up this evening around 9, picks right back up tomorrow afternoon at 3:30. Admission starts at $25. And look at that spot, just a gorgeous place over there at Bath Gardens.
And in addition to Oktoberfest, the Hispanic Festival, that's going on until 11 tonight at the Augusta Common. And if you missed today, it kicks off again tomorrow, noon to 11. The Alzheimer's Association Walk to End the Disease, that's also tomorrow at 10:30 at Evanstown Center Park. And the City of Aiken River Cleanup at Reed Creek Nature Park, that is from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Every weekend is packed this time of year.
Oh, yeah, lots going on. All we need is some good weather for it.
Yes, we do. Riley Hill.
Looking great for it, guys. And no rain until we get to next Friday.
Sounds good, Riley. Thanks very much. A couple of Augusta businesses are expanding in Grovetown. Here we go. Today was the grand opening for the Little Dutch Bakery and Jamages Grill. Those stores are connected on the inside, so if you finish your meal, you can go grab something sweet for dessert. We caught up with one of those owners today.
It's just kind of an opportunity that we saw to be able to branch both of them out at the same time. And it was already open in the middle, too.
A perfect fit. They offer breakfast specialty sandwiches, desserts, and more. The stores are right there on Gateway Center Boulevard in Grovetown.
North Augusta is hosting South Aiken tonight, and Cross Creek will have their hands full with Harlem. Stick around. Our Under the Lights coverage continues in just a few moments.
First, all on sale during the Sofa Sell-a-thon going on right now at Great Deals on Furniture.
On your sideline, sports brought to you by the Hawk Law Group.
Tonight's the beginning of region play for two of our big South Carolina schools, North Augusta and South Aiken. News 12's Nick Veland caught up with the Thoroughbreds, who might be finally hitting their stride after a slow start out of the stalls.
The relationship between a quarterback and a running back is an important one, and for South Aiken, they finally got their running back, leaving the Thoroughbreds to be a force to be reckoned with. Cool, calm, and collected. Quarterback Terrence Smith Jr. and running back Javon Edwards weathered the storm through an 0-5 start. Javon says that he's 100% coming off of an injury that sidelined him for the first 4 weeks. After clicking on all cylinders last week, he's been counting down the minutes until he takes the field again.
I'm just ready to play. They've been talking a lot. Everybody's been talking a lot. Everybody doubting us. I'm just ready to show them what we're about.
2 weeks ago, Javon gave it a go.
The first time I came back a little bit too soon. I wasn't quite the same. I couldn't celebrate. Like, the first game I came back, I like to celebrate and give them their credits for when they make a good play or something, and I couldn't do it. So it felt good getting back normal.
Now, Javon and Terrence are clicking, leading the Thoroughbreds to their first win of the season last week. They're ready to keep the train rolling.
We played a few games without him, and it was tough, but as you can see, when he's healthy, what we can do.
And their relationship has continued to grow through adversity.
Oh yeah, me and T got tight over the years. We real close. He like a brother to me, on and off the field.
Head coach Chris Hamilton says the whole team is feeling good and has been holding on to this motto all season.
We're all we've gotten, but that's all we need, so just kind of sticking with that.
And this game has been separated by 12 points over the past 3 seasons, and the Thoroughbreds are expecting another close one tonight. And we'll have highlights from this one and more tonight at 11.
Thank you, Nick. Back here in Augusta, between having their game canceled against Butler in week 1 to start the year and their fight against Savannah High, this season has been anything but normal for Cross Creek. We're in week 7, and to this point, the Razorbacks have only played 2.5 games, while Harlem, the team they're playing tonight, is heading into their 6th game of the season. Between having 3+ less games of experience and having 4 Cross Creek players suspended for tonight's game due to their big fight in Savannah, the Razorbacks have their work cut out for them in their first region game of the year against the Bulldogs, who are currently averaging just under 37 points per game. Make sure to tune in tonight at 11 for the newest edition of Under the Lights. In addition to breaking down all of tonight's biggest matchups and storylines, we'll have live post-game coverage from Evans High School.
Dan, thanks very much. It was news we did not expect to hear from Augusta University. President Brooks Keel retiring next summer. Dr. Keel has seen tremendous growth and even a name change over his years at AU.
there were some very influential folk in this community. We all know who they are, and thank goodness for them. They were passionate about this, and
signs went up in people's yards.
They did. Bring back the A. I knew when we were able to convince the regents to change it, and much credit to them. It took a lot of courage for them to vote unanimously to go back and change the name of the university.
That never happens.
No, never.
He did help save the A. You can watch my latest one-on-one with AU President Brooks Keel Sunday morning here on News 12, and then on the website and the YouTube channel after that.
And we're going to see some comfortable mornings down near 60 through this weekend and most of next week as well. Another full look at that 7-day just after the break.
YourSafety.com.
Our First Alert has always given you the edge against severe weather. And now, with our new First Alert radar network, First just got even faster. This is the most advanced weather radar around, filling in the gaps that have plagued our area for years. With up to 10 times the resolution of other local radars and technology that can pinpoint right down to your street. No other station can provide you with this type of enhanced weather coverage. You'll only find it here, putting your family safety first with the First Alert radar network. First just got faster.
On this Friday night, a child care crisis. We look tonight at the major funding and staffing shortages facing child centers and why more than 3 million children are at risk of losing their spot. That's tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
All right, another live look down the Savannah River from our Thurman Dam cam. Beautiful conditions out there for the rest of this afternoon and evening. If you are heading out, we got comfortable temps right now in the 80s, but those will be dropping into the 70s once we get later into the next couple of hours, and then 60s overnight. We're going to see our morning wake-up temperatures this weekend stay close to 60 Sunday and Saturday. Both afternoons we should be hitting the 80s, just a degree or two warmer Saturday relative to Sunday, but beautiful conditions both days this weekend. Looks like that wind direction is going to stay on the northeast, generally between 5 to 10. High temps will stay seasonal for us all the way through next week. You can see average highs this time of year in the mid-80s. Not going to be too far away from that all the way through next week. But looking past next week and into the second week of October, it does look like we are leaning below average as far as temperatures go. So we could actually get to a setup to where high temperatures will be back into the 70s, and we could even see some cooler mornings down to the low 50s next week. Now here's a full look at that 7-day forecast where we are staying dry, lots of sunshine, and no rain until next Friday.
We are live again at the top of the hour over on NBC 26 at 7 o'clock.
Then we're back with more News 12 at 11. We'll see you then.